soil fertility management, rainwater harvesting, capacity building, community through video films. It's a digital green, and NGO is working on that to produce video films like the village itself, by the villagers themselves. They edit and then they show it with a small pico projectors. Small projectors available. Then you can do it there. Organic certification, food and national security, farmer field schools, biogas, solar energy, food processing, people, etc. Aggregation and marketing has come. Model specific to tribal areas, because there is a large amount of tribal areas, and budget reduction tools are there. This will give you some of the national programs that we have now. NSFM, National Food Security Mission. It takes a holistic view of all over India. RKVY is the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas. Vikas means improvement. That NREG program, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Program, Guarantee Act. NHM is National Horticulture Mission. They give you a lot of subsidy when you want to say a cold storage. You give 50% subsidy on that. So it is 50 lakhs expenditure. You get about 25 lakhs from there. National Dairy Development Board takes care of the milk. NRLM, which is now in India, National Rural Livelihood Mission, they are having a meeting today here. MKSP is one of the major programs. SCRP is the Society for Liberated Rural Poverty by Andhra Pradesh government, which has come through CMSA. There is also an NGO called CSA. It is it's called community or not community. It's for sustainable agriculture. That's a pure NGO. There are about 40 NGOs under them, headquartered in Hyderabad, and they are also doing the same thing by sustainable agriculture. Because the head is an agriculture scientist, so he does that. And these are some of the references that I have put here. Is it a challenge? It's a huge challenge. Really, if you think of India having a huge land, diversified land, water, community, socio-cultural programs, secondary programs, it's a huge challenge to sustain agriculture what is now. Reduce environmental pollution, reduce cost, and still get a decent income that you can get. Thank you very much. I don't know, I probably have given you more questions than answers. Probably have more questions than answers. Maybe more confused also, looking at the whole thing. That is it possible to really do it? How much is applicable to your countries? If not today, it will come tomorrow. Don't be sure about it. It's going to come because you are also going the same green revolution model. High input, high agriculture. So it has to come, but India has such a large area under dry land, it affects the people very much. But there are various programs, it's not one, if you think of it, I get confused, which is what? What are the government programs are coming? You can do what? I am a hardcore agronomist. Even 2 months back I was a hardcore agronomist. But Dr. Rupela was going to talk tomorrow, he has changed. He said, no, it's possible to change from inorganic agriculture to organic agriculture or non-chemical agriculture. It's more appropriate would be non-chemical agriculture. And use more natural resources, natural inputs rather than chemicals to control, because you have to control pest and disease. You have to control the problem that we have in the soil. You have to give nutrients to the plant, otherwise it will not grow. Don't forget, you cannot grow a plant, have a 2-ton wheel without anything. That will not happen. You have to be very clear about it. You have to have inputs into that. So that way you have to think of what is organic. Can we do it? Can we sustain the whole thing? Can we do it in a community basis? And it has to be community basis. It's a model. But I would believe ICT should be the platform for transferring the knowledge. Has to. You can't go now, sit down and telephone and do it. No. You have the technology available now. Use it. These are available in the market, available in institutes. They are, you can collaborate with this at any time, get these things clear. That way, even they have NID has a ICT cell. I'm sure they are doing it in the same way. So rural development, what we are talking about, don't forget agriculture is the heart of the rural development. You cannot wish away the farmer, and you have to look at the farmer, the poor fellow. In fact, NID had a professor we used to call him. He used to be very angry if you call him poor farmer. He said, why do you call him poor farmer? The moment you call him poor farmer, he was no, the fellow doesn't have a shirt, he doesn't wear a pant, he's very neat. Don't call him poor farmer, you are insulting him. You say resource poor farmer, yes, I can understand. And he doesn't have the resources. It's true. It's a resource poor farmer that you have to have. Don't say poor farmer. But you take a small farmer having 1 hectare, half an hectare land, landless farmers. And the big farmers in India, what they do, they lease out the land to a farmer. he will harvest it and give you something, he will give something. That system is still going on largely. The money that comes is from the money lenders with 10% interest every month, 120% interest every year. The banks hardly touches the fringe of the thing, though the banks are giving loans. It's a huge problem of loan giving also. Corruption has come in a big way. If you give a loan, you have to first bribe the agriculture officer. Give me 5,000, he will give you the loan. That also has come in a large way. So it has bred population problems also there. So what I am trying to say, think of what can sustain, what cannot sustain. Natural resource, you have to sustain. There is no way you can degrade more natural resources. You have to use the water efficiently. Don't use it. Soil definitely, because that's the mother earth. If you degrade it, what you will get? After 20 years, nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. And this soil, which is top 10 inches, has taken thousands of years to form. Don't forget that. Weathering process, etc., has taken thousands of years, and you can finish it in one day by wrong cultivation, by degradation, etc. One day you can finish 15,000 years of Mother Earth's preparation of the soil. I've seen it myself in Africa, how a wrong cultivation of a plough had totally restored the plough. This will happen. So you have to be scientific based, but I would say it has to go science based. Don't forget science. Everything is a science. Even if knowledge, individual knowledge has a science behind it. And that has been now becoming technically, I think it's our science. Thank you very much. If you have a question, we can continue in the lunch time. Yeah, I would like to really meet you people more, because I had a lot of students from your countries, everywhere. I had from Philippines, I got to CLSU, stayed there for 3 nights. I was in UPLB and AD also for 3 nights. And I got at least 15 students from CLSU. Okay. I still remember Denita very well. CLSU. So, okay, thanks a lot. How you do it, I've given you the generic part of it. Things will be different from each country that you have, and you have to really see what is available for us.
Thank you very much. Tom?
I'll explain you.
Okay. Self-help groups.
I'll
Okay. Just briefly read through the self-help groups, and the sir will explain see what it is. So what is the linkage between this SHG and the banks? We're going to have a very interesting session, because this is playing a very important role in promoting rural livelihoods in India. So for this session we have Mr. IRC Reddy. He is presently with CIRDAP. CIRDAP is Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty. Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty. So this initiative took place in Andhra Pradesh, right? And this was so successful, the project SCRP, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty. It has now become adopted. The same thing has been adopted at national level as the NRLM, that is the National Rural Livelihood Mission. Sir also has actually worked. He is basically a banker. He was with one of the biggest banks, public sector banks in India, the State Bank of India, and also the chairman of the Regional Rural Bank. That is, in India we have banks for the rural areas, and they are called RRBs, Regional Rural Bank. The chairman of that Regional Rural Bank. We have Regional Rural Banks at the district level all over the country. And in fact, I would like to also share this information with you, that he has got the best Regional Rural Banks. I think we are all privileged to have him here and
Good afternoon to all of you. So, fortunately, I was like you in 2000. I was a participant in CIRDAP in Bangladesh, Dhaka. There is an organization called NABARD. Have you heard? NABARD is a rural bank meant for rural development. So NABARD takes people for exposure visit to various countries. So when I was a chairman of a bank, NABARD took me to Bangladesh under this program, CIRDAP program, to study Bangladesh Gramin Bank. Who is here from Bangladesh?
2 participants.
Okay, thank you. I visited Dhaka way back 2000 to study Bangladesh Gramin Bank model, SHGs, self-help groups.
Shall we briefly introduce themselves so that
Yeah,
you
please.
have an idea?
Right.
So, Mr.
Sir, myself Venkateshwar, working as a school professor from Andaman Nicobar Islands.
I am Anurag from the Department of Medicine. Joshi Kare,
My name is Mohammad Rashidul Alam, Bangladesh Rural Development Board, Bangladesh.
Good evening, I am Zainal Abidin from Bangladesh, Rural Development and Cooperative Division.
Good afternoon, I'm Fidola Vargas from the Department of Agrarian Reform, Philippines.
I visited your country in 2007. I was there for 5 days. Right.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Lekya Rizwan from Fiji, with the Ministry of Environment and Maritime Resources.
Salman Hamadi from MRT, Afghanistan.
Afternoon, I'm Lucia Karim. I'm from MRD, Afghanistan, working as a high system management information system.
My name is Musaida from Thailand. My name is Alom Pai from Laos. From Laos. Work for Department of Planning and Tourism.
I'm Chang Anka from Vietnam. I work for rural development.
I'm Abhina Veronica Richa from Legal Affairs, India. Tamil Nadu.
Thank you for the nice introduction. So I welcome you to Hyderabad, India. It's a nice place. Have some time to see Hyderabad city. There is one more Hyderabad in Pakistan also. Rural country. This is India, Pakistan. Indian Hyderabad. Okay? It's a nice place. There is a place called Charminar. You can see, of course, subject to availability time. So today, I will talk to you about the SHG bank linkage. Means how the banks and the SHG are linked together, how this is helping for livelihoods. SHG is nothing but the group of women, poor women, coming together for livelihoods, I can say. That we can see some photos also. So this is the topic for today, promotion of rural livelihoods through SHG bank linkage. I will try to finish in 1.5 hours as per the schedule, and I will also explain you whatever doubts you have later. First I will make my presentation. Whatever doubts you have, kindly note down the doubts. I will try to clarify all the doubts. What is rural livelihood? As per the definition, livelihood is a set of lawful activities undertaken either by individually or as a group to acquire basic necessities such as food, water, medicine, shelter, clothing by using endowments like human and material for meeting the requirements of the self and her household on a sustainable basis with dignity. The activities are generally carried out repeatedly. Example, dairy. It is not for one day. Dairy is continuous, it is repeated activity. So any activity that is undertaken, lawful activity undertaken to meet the basic requirements. So what for livelihood? Livelihood only to meet the basic needs. What are the basic needs? Yeah. So that is the purpose, not for any other purpose. That to poor people, for them this is most important. So poverty, we want to come out of the poverty. Only way is that they must have some livelihood so that they will have all these things, all the necessities. So for meeting this, acquiring these necessities, every family should have one kind of livelihoods. But so what are the challenges in livelihood promotion for the poor? There are challenges. It's not very easy. If there are no challenges, you would not have come for training. You will not have come for exposure. Nah? Only to understand what are the challenges, how to overcome those challenges. Poor people, there are a lot of challenges. One is a social capital is a challenge, human capital is a challenge, physical capital is a challenge, financial capital is a challenge, and natural capital is a challenge. Today, these are the capital that are required for livelihood. But I will only talk today financial capital. Why? Why I am going to talk financial capital? Because I am a banker. So financial capital is very important. So you must understand, I try to say, even I have seen other countries also, finance plays very important role. Do you agree or not? For a livelihood, finance is a very critical. Financial capital alone will not help in making livelihood. This is the statement. For example, if I give you $100,000, will the livelihood become successful? Not sure. Because it requires marketing, it requires training, it requires capacity building, lot of things, skill. So the statement I say is, financial capital alone will not help in making livelihood successful. But it is one of the many components, but it is the important critical component. Financial capital is the very critical, very important component which is not easily available. Any country, you can say, because there are about 8 countries, can anybody say finance is easily available? You can get money wherever you want? No, because it's not that easy to get the money. Because it is a very critical component, it is not easily available. So that too we are dealing with particularly we are dealing with the whom? Rural poor. For a rural poor, getting money is very, very difficult. So how to get the money? Then there should be some suitable strategies, some policies, some financial institutions, economic and political environment, and people's attitudes. Can I explain what is people attitude? I take a loan. Why my attitude is not to repay loan? Will the banker give any banker give a loan? So what should be attitude of the people? Always they should think, I am taking a loan, I should repay loan with interest in time. But many people, they say, because this is a government money, why should I pay? So that kind of attitudes. Then policies, there should be some policies also. Example, in India, there are policies like priority sector advance. In every 100 rupees of money, 40 rupees should go to the poor. That is the policy. Poor and rural people, agriculture, industry. Out of that, 10% should go to the women. Then only that is possible. That's why there should be policies, there should be strategies, there must be financial institutions. Financial institutions. Just now, Madam was introducing about me. I am from a financial institution called State Bank of India. This is the biggest bank, this is a government bank. This is not a private bank, this is a government bank. So I was also in one bank called RRB, Regional Rural Bank. These are all financial institutions. They should be different financial institutions suitable for different people. One bank may not be sufficient for all people. For rural people, there is an exclusive bank called NABARD. It's a big bank, like Reserve Bank of India, we have a NABARD. Like that in district places, there is a bank called Regional Rural Bank, which only give loans to rural people for livelihood activities. Is there you have any such banks in your country? Any country, you have an exclusive bank to give loans for